All right, so I think this is gonna be a fairly quick trade video because it's more that I feel bad for Senators because this is a remnants of the Pierre Dorian legacy where he signs a guy like Vladimir Tarasenko for 1 year for $5 million a year and gives him a no movement clause, which to me is crazy that you give a guy like that. But I mean, he is here because in I think the direction was the Ottawa Senators were going to go towards a playoff, right? They were going to go to the playoffs. They did not. Clearly, they did not do well at all this season, and so they had to sell on Tarasenko. And I think Ottawa Senators thought you genuinely thought you guys were going to get a first round pick, and I knew you had a no movement clause. In my opinion, I said this before earlier in the season. I said he's worth maybe a second round pick because to me I just didn't see that. I thought, and he's played well this year too. And it's just that you guys didn't have the leverage with a no movement clause, so I just didn't think you were going to be able to get it. And I even overshot it by you guys saying you guys are going to get, you guys got a third and a fourth for it. You have a guaranteed third and a fourth for that. And I think the Panthers kicked or they just played this so well. They just did it so smart. They got a huge player, a finisher like Tarasenko, giving Florida a lot more depth. And I think it's going to be huge for them. And especially a half retained. I understand Senators probably feel like this is a losing, that they lost this battle. Because if they win the Stanley Cup, then they get another third round pick, which two third round picks kind of equals. What I've heard is two third round picks equals a second round pick essentially. That varies, right? But that's how you think about it with trades, right? That's why Kyle Dubas would do stuff where he would trade down so you can get more picks. But that's what I've been told, that you get two third round picks. It's kind of like getting a second round pick. So in somewhat value, right? Depends on what player you end up picking, right? So that's kind of the mindset, is that you're able to get that. The problem is, again, Tarasenko had a no movement clause, and you're holding $2.5 million retention. You thought you would get more, but the problem is he gets to decide where he wants to go. And he's like, I think he didn't give a lot of places, so I think he just said, hey, I want to go to Florida. And I get it. Florida's great because you save money on taxes and all that jazz. But to me, it's a bummer for the Ottawa Senators. So again, this is the trade. It's not a big deal. But let's go over Vladimir Tarasenko. Might need to get these out of the way, huh? That might help. Anyways, so moving on. Vladimir Tarasenko, a little older gentleman, but he's got 41 points in 57 games. 17 goals. It's pretty much on pace for almost 25 goals. And so for me, this is a great player, especially for a two third round picks. Florida's fortunate that he wanted to come to the Florida Panthers. And so I think he's playing very well. And the nice thing is that Ottawa still has some cap space to be able to do it. They have $7.2 million. So they can act as a third party broker. And the Red Wings just got scored on, by the way, or the sixth time against the Colorado Avalanche. I'm watching it right here. The Ottawa Senators have $7.2 million, so they can take on a bad contract. They can retain stuff if they want to trade out a guy like Chikrin. They can retain some salary, try and get a higher pick. And so there's a lot of opportunity here with the Ottawa Senators. So ideally, you want to use that. I think you have some guys you need to sign. So I don't think you want to use it all up. But you guys are accumulating picks. You guys got a second Boston's pick, who's going to be from the Red Wings as well. You're going to trade out to Cuba League. You got to, I don't know, you're not going to re-sign any of these guys really. None of these guys are major players you're going to re-sign. And your decor is pretty much locked up. So to me, you have a lot of flexibility. And why not use it? You have the cap space. Use it. Come on. That's what this is for at this point. And then Florida as well, but the fact that they get that half retained, Florida still has $3.1 million. They could still make a huge move. They could go for Pavel Buchnevich of the St. Louis Blues. I know. You know Vegas Golden Knights are going after that too. Problem is the Vegas has 3 first round picks left, and I think 2 second round picks and 2 third round picks. I believe I just did a video on it. I forgot about it already. But Florida doesn't have a first round pick till 2026, and they have 2 second rounders and 2 third rounders. So they're gonna have to pay heavy and really push towards that. I'm guessing a guy like Anton Lundell ends up going out of here. You can see how many UFAs they have. So I mean, I think is Lundell actually. Yeah, Lundell is an RFA. So again, it'll be a good asset, and he's cheap, so he's not going to make the money really work. But he's a good asset that I think that a team that like the St. Louis Blues would really highly value, especially because he's a player that's already been playing in the NHL. And the Blues are on a retool. They're not trying to get just prospects who are 18, 19 years old. They want guys who can jump in the lineup almost immediately. So I think this makes the most sense. Kind of going over his scouting report, talking about some of the things. I mean, he's talked about mostly in his strengths. Actually, I want to go more over Jay Fresh. I love these cards. Jay Fresh has the best cards. So projected WAR is projected win above replacement. Good offense, good on goals, good teammates finishing, terrible defensively. I mean, that's okay though, right? You get him to score goals, right? I mean, even Jay Fresh says here, all offense, middle six scoring winger, right? Creative shots off the rush, not very fast, diminished foot speed, and generally inattentive defensively. Yeah, I'd say at 1%, I'd say you're definitely not the most attentive defensively. So, but again, I like this for Florida. I think that was huge. I think, unfortunately, Ottawa, you were kind of screwed either way. But again, this is one less remnant of the Pierre Dorian era. So hopefully you guys can recover from this and feel okay. You guys are on your way. So it's okay. It's not a big deal. Tarasenko's out of here, and next year is gonna start coming so quickly. You guys are it's gonna be crazy. So, anyways, if you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know your thoughts on the Tarasenko trade. So, love you.